Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here with the new thriller, You Can't Stay Here. And this film is from director Todd Varro and focuses on a photographer, Rick, played by Guillermo Diaz, who's a gay man who keeps taking pictures of other gay men doing their thing in Central Park and finds upon a killer who's killing other gay men in the park, and some strange connection develops, and that's a synopsis that they have on IMDb and whatever. This film is incredibly frustrating. I don't want to take anything away from it. It's a very low budget film, and there's definitely some glaring things that make you realize it's very low budget. Some of the sound mixing is very echoey and hollow, and it's just trying to get past those kinds of criticisms, because there's plenty of other criticisms here. I feel like this film never really comes together narratively, and it bounces around between so many things. There's so many random scenes and so many random characters in this film. For an hour and 45 minutes, you're just randomly wandering around doing all of these different things. Sure, some of the characters are really interesting. There's this guy who has to be just a regular dude from Central Park, and his raccoon that he feeds Twinkies. Oh my god, it's hilarious. But that's within the first 5 minutes of the movie. And you have so many scenes of these sexual encounters going on, and it's after a while I'm we get it. We get what's going on here. We get that gay men go in here and have sex with each other. We get it. And they're not even particularly graphic in terms of nudity and stuff like that, but the camera work takes that away from you, but you know exactly what's going on. But there's just so many repetitive scenes of that. And then there's so many random encounters that happen with these random characters, and they spend so much time on those things, and most of them never feel like they're adding a lot of meaning to the film. Sure, there's some. You have our main character, Rick, and his relationship with his mother, who has dementia, and things are getting bad, and you see the homophobia rearing. You see elements of, this takes place in the 90s, AIDS is a thing. There's definitely a lot of those ideas floating around, those themes and messages. But the issue is, it never really comes together, and this uses some of the laziest storytelling elements of, let's have a horrific scene because it's a dream, and it's a dream over and over and over and over again. And by the time you get to the end of this film, you just feel so drained, it's drawn out so much, it's just overbearing. And this film never really comes together narratively. It never has a satisfying conclusion to basically anything that goes on in this film. And because it's trying to mess with you way too hard, you never know exactly what is actually going on. And the voyeuristic elements, there's some cool camera work and stuff like that, sure. But it never makes up for the fact that this film never delivers anything interesting and engaging enough to take you to the finish. It just feels like this really long, drawn out, lazily getting through an hour and 45 minutes that's really hard to sit through. And in the end, this really didn't deliver the thrills that it's trying to attempt to do. But those are my thoughts on You Can't Stay Here. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.